What's up, you guys? In this video, I want to talk to you about why I believe 5 reasons that Bitcoin is going to $100,000 per coin in 2022. But before we get into it, my name's Klaus. I'm an actor, entrepreneur, businessman, real estate investor. Do about $100 million a year in sales. I own prestige properties. We're in New Jersey and brokered in New York as well. And let's get right into it.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
All right, so now my main focus in this video is going to be through Bitcoin, but that's not to say that I don't believe in any other altcoins. I don't really believe in meme coins, but I do believe that there will be some altcoins that may have some better and outsized returns faster than Bitcoin in 2022. However, Bitcoin is the one that moves the markets. So now experts are saying that it's not a matter of if, but when Bitcoin will get to $100,000. It's not a question. It's going to eventually get there. It's just a matter of, is it going to get there in 2022 or not? But here's why I believe it's going to get there in 2022. And there is only one other thing that moves the markets as much as crypto and is as volatile as crypto, and that is your thumb and going up and down on the like button on this video. So please, before we get into it, do that because it'll turn blue once you do it and it'll help with YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it greatly. Also subscribe if you have not done so already and hit the notification bell so you'll get notifications every time I post a new video. And subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I post there pretty much daily so you could be a part of it as well. Also, stay to the end of this video to see how to get some free crypto. All right, so the number one reason why I believe crypto is going to $100,000 is because all of the bad news has already been basically priced into the market. Now, if there's one thing about markets, it's result of the anticipation of what could be the bad news. So with the Russian-Ukraine war, with the possible interest rate hikes, with the inflation problems, there's so many problems and so many bad news that has already been priced into the markets. So with the onset of that bad news, markets have taken a plummet. They have look at the stock market, look at financial sectors, look at fintech stocks. PayPal, for example, that was a $300 per share stock that is down hovering around $100 per share, which is over a 50% decrease. So once the news comes out and the dust settles and clears, it's pretty much going to bottom the market, and then it's only upward trajectory from there. So the number 2 reason, which pretty much goes along with my number 1 reason, is that the stock market has seen correlation with the cryptocurrency market. So if you look at the virtual markets and you look at the financial markets, they have seen so much correlation. And if you take that into consideration and you look at stocks that have been completely demolished and just slayed recently, take, for example, the technology stocks or the fintech stocks. PayPal, for example, been demolished. So if you think about Bitcoin, where if that stock were to just double from where it's at right now, if it just over doubles, it goes from 42,000 to about 84,000. You're getting very close to that $100,000 mark. PayPal, for example, if that doubles from where it's at, you're just about at $200 per share, which is nowhere near its previous all-time high. And Bitcoin will have far outpaced that. So the number 3 reason is the adoption rate is growing almost twice as fast as the internet was during its prime growing years. So here's a chart showing the adoption rate for 2021. Now we're in 2022, and the amount of users of Bitcoin is at about 220 million users worldwide. So experts are varying a little bit on when we'll get to 1 billion users. Some are saying between 2025, some are saying around 2030. So Kathy Wood from ARK Invest predicts by 2030 we could exceed a $1 million price point for Bitcoin. Taking into account that if 1 billion users were using Bitcoin, we'd have about a $500,000 price point and a $10 trillion market cap. Now, a $10 trillion market cap would be 10xing where we're at now at 1 trillion. So that would be a 10x from here. And rightfully so. If we 10x'd from 45,000, that would be about a $450,000 Bitcoin. And the 4th reason is that there is the most number of Bitcoin leaving exchanges for cold storage. So the black line on this chart shows the price of Bitcoin, and the blue line shows the amount of Bitcoin leaving the exchanges for cold storage. Now you can see there's an inverse correlation. So when there's more amounts of Bitcoin coming onto exchanges, we tend to see the price dip because of selling pressure. And when there's more amounts of Bitcoin leaving exchanges, we tend to see the price increase because of long-term investors putting it away for a long-term storage. So the fifth and final reason is that the amount of institutional investors coming into the space in governments and institutions is growing at a record number. The game theory is kicking in, and there's actually an increasing amount of institutional and government adoption. BlackRock, for example, is in New York City, and it's the biggest hedge fund with over $8 trillion in management. They're also looking at client services to get their feet wet in cryptocurrency. As we see nation states adopting Bitcoin, for example, making it legal tender, we're also seeing governments and elected officials introducing bills to make Bitcoin legal tender and also hold it on governments and states' balance sheets. So with all this being said, sure, I guess there's still a chance that Bitcoin, nothing happens and it still goes to zero. But quite honestly, every time I see an argument against it, it's pretty much just somebody's opinion, and I always look into it, but it always is an argument like, Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. And I would have to argue that what has intrinsic value, it's really just whatever we decide has that value. Gold is something that we've just decided that it has that value. The dollar is something we decided that it has value. Pokemon cards is something we've decided that has value. So it's really just the perceived value of a thing that makes it valuable. Also, the other argument about saying that it's like the tulip mania in 1636 and 1637 doesn't really hold any justification at all, because that was a span of a couple years, whereas this has been going on for at least 10 years, and there's experts in the field that legitimately say that this is a breakthrough in technology, not just a certain payment structure. It's a breakthrough in technology, and they've acknowledged this. In fact, the fact that it's been around for 10 years and it's never been manipulated or corrupted, and the growing amount of the network makes it more secure, is just adding to Bitcoin's support. So weighing out the reasons, I kind of think that there's more of a chance that Bitcoin goes to $100,000 a coin rather than going to zero. But I guess we're gonna just have to wait it out and see how the next 3 quarters play out, because again, like the experts are saying, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. As for me, I don't really care if the price goes to 20,000 or if it goes to 100,000. Sure, it's fun, but realistically, I'm not going to transfer any of it, trade any of it, sell any of it, or anything. So while it is exciting, I'm just going to hold on for the long term. However, I did bet a friend that it was going to hit at least 89,000 this year, and I hope that it gets that, because I lost the bet in 2021 and I owed him a steak dinner, so I'd really like to get the steak dinner in 2022. But as far as it going to 100,000, I don't really care about that, but as long as it gets to the 89,000, I really want that. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you missed it in the beginning, my name's Klaus. I'm an actor, entrepreneur, real estate investor, businessman. I do about 100 million in sales a year. I own prestige properties. We're brokered in New Jersey and also in New York. And thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to smash the like button and hit the subscribe button if you have not done so already, because you will get notifications every time I post a new video. Also, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm on there pretty much daily, so you can be a part of it as well. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Check out the links below. I've put in the body of this in the text. There's also some links for free crypto from COINBASE, BlockFi, as well as free stocks and some other cool stuff. So check that out. Thank you so much. Take care. Until next time.